Test a drink, watch a flick, try some music, watch your pick, roll some dice, play a game. We review everything.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of We Review Everything. I'm your host, Sin. I've always been a huge supporter of the furry community, and in 2011, Fur Europe decided to release a medieval fantasy movie with an all-fursuit cast. Is it any good? Let's find out. Let's dive right into Bitter Lake. God help us all. You know, maybe this won't be so bad. The furry community is based around symbolism and comparing their own personality traits to traits of animals in order to decide what animal best represents them spiritually. So maybe this movie will have a whole bunch of symbolism in it, and that would be pretty interesting at least.
Comes an end to 113 years of peace. At the hands of the Dark Brotherhood, the once proud and noble kingdom of Valinor plummets into chaos and disarray. Instead of crowning the rightful heir, the boy prince, Arden of Tolva, king of Valinor, the leaders of the four provinces of Tyr, Sinna, Danath and Osgard start to vie for power themselves. After months of quarreling, fruitless negotiations and vile treachery, the inevitable happens. Civil war erupts.
Okay, stop. All this is doing is making me want to watch an even more interesting movie about furries at war. Let me show you an even easier method of getting this point across without all of the talking.
12
Oh my
years
god, they're still going!
Deception, hunger and fear.
Exposition, it is not your friend you see. Exposition, right for you, not right for me. La 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 la.
My friend.
Holy hell! So not only did we sit through an enormous monologue explaining everything that's happened for the last 12 years, but now we have to sit here and listen to this guy read what he's writing. To make this story short, this guy's dispatching an assassin, because for some reason he hates peace.
I will know when you have been successful.
Simple. We better be starting the real movie soon. If I have to sit through one more monologue, someone's gonna die. Finally. God, why did it take this long? Dude, wear pants!
What are you doing?
Being in pain.
Stop bleeding on my floor.
Ow.
The movie finally catches up with the plot as Prince Arnon of Tulva arrives at the meeting place. I tell you the actor's name, but everyone uses an alias in this. I will slay the suspicious-looking door in the name of myself. Egad, there's an entryway behind it! Okay, seriously, dude, you suck.
Prince of Tolva, you took your sweet time getting here.
Lady Dan Winters. I see Sinna's hospitality hasn't changed over the years.
Ooh, burn!
Wool-headed fool.
What was that? Meet me at the pool?
Wool-headed fool.
Bedwetted fool?
Wool-headed fool.
Deaded rules?
Wool-headed fool.
Come on now, use your big girl voice.
Prince, finally this is the show now, bitches.
Stop mumbling! Whatever, so the prince is late and everyone's pissed off at him, but this is a great chance for us to introduce our other characters.
Prince Arden of Tolva, Colonel Raiden Dreer of Osgard, and the Butcher of Deneth, Careth Dale.
What is wrong with you people? I have been repeating the same thing over and over again. I will not abdicate. The throne is my birthright.
Be that as it may, we all have to make concessions if we are to come to some sort of agreement.
Concessions? The right of succession was taken from me by each and every one of you. This is not negotiable.
After all, who else could possibly speak this dramatically? Now behold, as I walk out of this room.
If we were to concede and raise you to become King of Valinor, we will put everything in your hands. Trade, foreign affairs, or armies.
Well, most kings have a council that they deter these types of things too. They have lords in charge of their countrysides and farmlands, and generals in charge of their armies. So really, these people in this room right now are actually doing the job already. So just give them a position, and voila, negotiations are over.
That is why it is perhaps best to tell you, gentlemen, that there have been talks amongst the Cinneian leaders. Talks of an independent Cinna.
What? That is an outrage.
Ballora, you can't be serious.
Holy hell no! Not only would Valinor's armies wipe the floor with you, but you've been growing crops for an entire kingdom. And you have no trade routes. So all of your food would go to waste. That's a terrible idea. I mean, America got away with it because England was standing in box formations while we hid behind rocks and picked them off. But this is just a terrible idea. So they call it a night, and... Dude, wear pants! I'm sorry, this is just bothering me. Why is it that everyone in this movie has human-style legs, but the prince has canine legs?
You know I will never.
I know they're anthropomorphs, but shouldn't they all have the same basic physiology? Sorry, I just wanted to point that out. So the prince goes looking for Valor because of the failed negotiations from last night, and wear pants!
Are you in here? I'm sorry for last night. By the lady's light.
My love interest! No!
Sister, take heed. There is an assassin amongst you.
Man, it's a good thing she got that note just in time, huh? So why the prince feels he needs to pick up the dagger, I don't know, but it is plenty of evidence for when Raiden comes in.
With an assassin
But that's
around,
not
we
all,
have a
though.
bigger problem on our hands.
What the prince doesn't know
They
is that there's
interrupt the
poison barbs
negotiations
in the
now.
handle.
Son
And
of
so,
a whore.
the prince dies
What
just in
the
time
hell
for
did
Dale
you
to
do?
walk in. Wait, didn't we just do this scene?
This is not of my doing.
Wear pants! Pants! And so, after a long exchange of dialogue and accusations, the two finally meet for their final confrontation. The epic sword fight at the end of the movie to determine who will come out on
But
top.
not enough.
Good versus
Rough.
evil. Wait, what is this?
Give up,
This is
you
not
rotten
sword
bastard.
fighting.
We
You
both
mean,
know
out
you
of
can't
all
win.
of Europe, you
Never
couldn't
judge a
find
book
two
by its cover,
furries
my
that
dear.
actually knew how to sword fight?
Colonel!
Hello, today I'm going to discuss with you how to fight with a single-handed sword. First off, you want to make sure that your stance is to the side, with the sword directly out in front of you. What this does is allows you to guard in all directions. Your other hand, however, can be on your hip. It can be behind your back. It can be on your chest. Everything is protected by the sword that you're hiding behind. What this stance allows is for you to have your vital areas protected at all times. Now when striking, you want to make sure to keep your movements as simple as possible. Straightforward, easy movements. If you go wide and attack at huge angles, you open up the entire area that you're supposed to be guarding with the sword. Thank you. And this was Sin Teaches You.
Are they even trying at this point? It's a stab. Put some force behind it.
You one piece Old man, let me be the one that hands it to you. Die well, Colonel Dreer.
Is this acting for real? Am I being punked? And so, with evil having triumphed, just as it should, the assassin reports back to his master, who reveals himself as... We don't know! They never actually introduced this character by name. He's actually the prince's brother, who has this weird scheme about becoming king with everyone else out of the way, but if everyone thinks that he's retarded, they're probably not going to put him into a position of power. So really, his entire plan is completely ridiculous. So, the prince's brother is completely batshit crazy. He takes the assassin all the way out to an abandoned building and explains to him that in order to get onto the throne, all he has to do is bring people the head of Aegis the Darkbringer. And like an idiot, the fox says, "But you're Aegis the Darkbringer." And stab. So that was Bitter Lake. Was it... Wait, what? There's more? God knows they could have let it in there. Whatever. Go ahead and play the footage. So we have a scene about the prince, who's probably king by now, receiving a mysterious letter from a hooded stranger. But, what does this letter say?
My king, forced peace is like trust, a very fickle thing indeed. Signed, a friend.
Now that was satisfying. Okay, so that was Bitter Lake. How does it stack up? Well, it's 40 minutes long, but I honestly don't think I could handle it being longer than that. In all honesty, the movie where they have the 12 Years of War, that's what I'd really rather be watching, because they would just reflect on it so much in this film. In all honesty, I really like the costume designs. The fursuits were awesome, because you really don't usually see that much detail in a suit. The outfits themselves, with a huge lack of pants, the armor look was pretty cool. The only real problem was the fighting, because everyone touches a weapon like they've never held one before. And their direction is to make sure people on the camera see the weapon. And really, we can tell you're holding a dagger. You don't have to dramatically pull it out. It's there. We can tell it's there. So in the end, the final verdict on this film is going to be that it's decent. It's a decent film. I don't own it, but my friends do. And all the more power to them. So, that's it. Thank you for watching We Review Everything, and we'll see you next time!